Hello, welcome. This is the weekly Elliott web update from enda.org. Thank you all for clicking. Let's get down to it. I'm just going to go through the markets. A select few, can't go through everything. And I'm going to go through it from an Elliott wave perspective. See if I can grab my tongue and make it work for me. And yeah, hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Okay. I'm going to start with the dollar FX markets, and here you can see we've got euro dollar weekly. I have long been an advocate, let's say, for this triangle B wave. So you can see here we've got a long A wave down into November 16 lows, and then this kind of long drawn out sideways kind of crawl to nowhere, really, oscillating around that 115, 116 area for about the last 5 years, basically. So we've risen and fallen and risen and fallen, basically around. I think we're tracing out a triangle pattern in a B wave. There is always the first alternate for this B wave would be a large 3-wave correction higher in a flat correction. So actually, it would be probably a zigzag at this point. We've got 5 waves up in A, and then a long 3 waves down in B, and then possibly a 5-wave rally up in wave C. We shall see. Okay, if this triangle is going to continue, then we would likely complete a D and E wave to contract the range even further, and then we would head lower into wave C, ideally. Okay, so let's get into this D wave and E wave. See how that's going. I hope this would be a short update. It looks like it's going to be a long one. There you go. There's the wave C top that we have been tracking for a while. That I've indicated for a while. Since then, we came down in 3 waves. We went up in, it's hard to know. I'm tracking it as a 3-wave pattern. You could do what you like with it if you want. 3 down, 3 up, and then you would expect 5 waves down. So an overall flat pattern in wave D. We're almost there for wave D. I just want to get a blip below that wave A low. So a break of 117 would pretty much close out wave D, and then we'd look for wave E higher. Now, there's an argument to be said that we have wave D already complete, and we have wave E already complete. So, it is possible that that's correct. And off that high, then we have an impulse wave moving lower. So this could be a 5-3 pattern, and I would not rule that out at all. I think even if that was the case, even if wave B was already complete, and we were moving lower to begin wave C, a very large degree wave C in black here, you see, you would still expect 5 waves down and 3 waves up. And that is what I'm tracking anyway. So it's kind of a moot point, really. Would still expect wave C of D to complete 5 waves down, and then wave E itself to complete 3 waves up. So again, let's get down here into wave C and see how that's tracking out. I think we completed if wave C here is what I'm tracking. You would expect 5 waves down in that wave C, and I think we've got wave 4 of 5 complete, and we are heading lower in wave 5 of 5. So, or sorry, wave 5 of C. So we have wave 4 of C complete, and we're heading down in wave 5 of C. You can see it's a bit of a stretch of a triangle, to be honest, but it's got an A, B, C, D, E scenario going on, and then we're falling out of that wedge right now. So what we need to do is continue lower. I'd like to see a break of that 117.50 in wave 1, and hopefully that'll complete by the end of the day. It's still pre-market over in the US. It's very early. It's almost 1 o'clock here, so 5 hours behind that one. It's 7 a.m. over in the US. So over in New York anyway. So hello to all you New Yorkers, if there's anyone over there listening or watching this. God bless you. I was in New York once. It was a long time ago. Okay. 5 waves down. Let's see. I don't expect a whole lot more in this pattern before we start rallying again into wave E. So this wave E would be a large three-wave pattern higher, and that would probably begin next week. Once we get a break of that 117 low, then we would start looking higher in wave E. Okay, let's move on. Go to 4 hour. This is a 4 hour pound dollar. So you can see we have the makings of an impulse wave here in wave 1 and 2. There's also an argument to be made that we will get a larger second wave, but it's always the case. We'll see how this first count works out first, and then we'll work towards that larger three-wave pattern if this doesn't work out. So it looks like we've got 5 waves down. It looks like we've got a second wave. We retrace back to more or less a previous fourth wave. It wasn't the exact fourth wave that at one lower degree, it was actually 2 degrees lower. We'll get into the hourly chart and I'll show you this 5-3 pattern that I'm working with. So you can see here actually the wave 2 high. You could say almost split the difference between the previous wave 4 and 4 within the decline, the previous 5-wave decline. I'm saying previous an awful lot. Gotta stop that. Okay. Suffice to say, I think we may have the makings of a reasonable decline, at least in a wave 1, or sorry, at least in a B wave of that larger 3-wave pattern. So you could see that this could be A, B, and C. If not, then we may be moving lower in a 5-wave pattern in wave 1 of 3. So you can choose your poison there yourself. If it's a case that we fall, if the alternate count is correct, then we fall in 3 waves down, and we'll probably stop above 137, 137.50 or something like that. Let's see if we can pull a trend channel here. The intersection of the trend channel suggests maybe 138. So we at 3 waves down, we'll complete probably above 137.50, and then we'll rally again in wave C. So it'll be an A, B, C pattern. We'll see how that works out. For the moment, we do have a reasonably impulsive decline scenario ongoing here. So we may have a one. Just going to kind of rearrange things a little bit here, given this morning's action. We may have a 1-2 pattern in place, and then maybe a smaller 1-2 to begin a third wave down. We'll see how that works out today. If we decline back below 138.70, let's call it, that will indicate that in terms of the main count, that will indicate that wave 3 is underway. We would expect a decline down into 137 itself in that third wave. Okay. So it looks like we're completing wave 2, and we may be getting ready to decline longer term in wave 3. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so dollar yen has been interesting over the last while because the alternate count here may be starting to shine here. So I know myself that this rally here off what I'm calling a wave A low does suit a kind of 3-wave pattern now, or a corrective pattern at least. That being said, you can splice this up as a 5-wave pattern, and I'll actually show you that in a minute. Either way, the alternate count suggests that we have wave 2 already done, that we have a 1-2 pattern in place, and that we are actually tracing out a 1-2 to begin a third wave up. I am not against that idea at all, given the action that we've had in the last couple of days. Okay, so let's get into this recent decline, and I'll show you what I'm talking about there. I have been talking about this for a while, so I mean, this is nothing new to you. If, in terms of the alternate count, if this is a 3-wave decline in wave 2 in red, you would expect an A, B, C decline. So you could call that 3 down, running flat wave B, so 3 down in A, running flat wave B, and in terms of both accounts, actually, this ABC pattern works. So it could be a running flat wave 2 or a running flat wave B. Either way, both accounts called for further declines. We got a further decline. this could be a 5-wave pattern complete. So it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If that's the case, then we have 3 down complete in terms of the alternate count, and the impulsive rally off that low is possible to read as a 1-2 pattern. So today's action, again, we spiked higher overnight and we seem to be correcting. I'm going to say if we break 110.60 there, that high of the previous, what I'm calling wave 2 at the moment, if we break that, I think we are pretty much, if not confirmed, we're pretty much head on running towards a third wave up, and it may even confirm the alternate count here. So I would watch this now over the next day or two to see if we build a further corrective higher low somewhere soon in around that 110 area. If we do, that might suggest we are entering into a rally phase for dollar yen. In terms of the main wave count, I'm still expecting a possible decline into a third wave. So if we completely reverse here, if this spike is just a it's just a spike, and we will return back into the larger wave count, then I'll go to the 4-hour count and I'll show you that. Then I fully expect that we will fall down towards that 107.40 level again. So we'll trace out a larger A, B, C expanded flat correction. Now, I'm just peppering this with the idea that the alternate count is actually getting a pretty serious nod this week. While it's not confirmed, it most definitely is worth looking at. Okay, let's move on. The Dow. So this is the Dow 4-hour. Let's expand it up here a little bit. Now, I'm going to run through the fib relationships that I am working with here in the 4-hour count. So we have, what I'm tracking is 3 waves up in wave 1. If you take that height, or that the extent of that rally, and if you project it off the wave 2 low, you get an almost 100%, well, a little bit above for wave 3. So you get the third wave is the longest wave by a couple of percent, maybe about 2 or 3%. And then if you take wave 1 again and you project it off the wave 4 low, you would expect wave 5 to be coming in around the 50% of wave 1. And seeing as wave 3 was extended, then again you would expect wave 5 to not extend, or to be truncated in some way. That seems to be what we're getting here. If this is an ending diagonal, then we would expect wave 5 to trace out 3 waves up, and that seems to be where we're heading. If we are in wave C of 5, then I should go down into the hourly count. I'll show you how that's progressing at the moment. Overall, actually, before I do that, I'll go out into the daily count and I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So an ABC decline into that March low last year, and off that we have a 5-wave rally ending in an ending diagonal, and that ending diagonal starts back last November. So November low, tracing out 5 waves up off that will give us our high up here somewhere quite soon. So let's get into that final action here, and we'll show you what I'm talking about in terms of wave 5 of 5. So it's got an A, B, C overall pattern. You can see the wave 4 low here. You can take the wave A height, or the wave A points traveled, let's call it, and you project it off the wave B low. That gives you a target of 35,560 for wave C. You would expect wave C to be in 5 waves. It doesn't have to be, but you could expect it to be. So I'm tracking wave 1 and 2, then an extended third wave, and then 3 waves down in wave 4. It seems to be, it really depends on how you parse this kind of sideways action over the last couple of weeks. It's kind of like a coin flip, really, at the moment. how you interpret that yourself. So it's up to you. I'm interpreting the recent low as wave 4 of C, and then we should rally again in wave 5 of C. Okay, if we are rallying in wave 5 of C, what would we expect? Well, I'm still looking at that target 35,560. So we're quite close actually. So we're like 470 points from that. That's a good day. It's not even it's a mediocre day, given the way people have been trading lately. But a middle of the road day would bring us up to that target of 35,560. It would complete wave 5, and you know me. That's when I would start looking down again. Okay, so let's see if we complete 3 waves up in wave 5. That'll complete an end diagonal. We have a kind of a cluster of targets here between 35,560 and 35,650, and I went over before why those targets are relevant. And if we hit that fib area and we reverse impulsively, that will be a nod in favor of a possible topping pattern beginning. Okay, enough possibles and probables. You know where I stand on that, so let's move on. Okay, so here's gold for our. I am a long-term bull on gold, so don't go getting all. Don't get your knickers in a twist over me talking about another decline. The market has not moved substantially in the last month. I suspect this is because we are topping in some sort of a 4th wave, and we should head down into a 5th wave if this is a C wave decline. Okay, the alternate count still holds. It's off the recent low. That's 1647 low. You can track 5 waves up and 3 waves down. If that's the case, then this should be another impulse pattern, and then the recent low at 17. Let's come in here. Where are we? I should go to the hourly count really for that, but the recent low. Come on. Oh, that's painful. Around 1750 should hold, and we should not see a break of that. So let's go into the hourly count. If the alternate count is correct, we will not break 1750 again. If we break 1750 again, that pretty much confirms that the next leg down will be underway, and we can expect probably 1650 before we start seeing any light at the end of that tunnel. So 1750 is pretty crucial in terms of the bullish alternate count. Keep a sharp eye on that one. Okay, in terms of the main count, we could have a 1-2 pattern complete at this week's high. If that's the case, then 1832 must hold at that wave C high or wave 4 high, and then we should continue lower over the next week or so, down in wave 5, which is what I've been expecting anyway. Let's see if it pans out. I would like to see a break of that shoulder there. You see that kind of triangle, a corrective triangle shoulder here. We have got the lower end of that about 1790. So if we break 1790, I think that will strongly hint in favor of the main wave count. Okay, I still got that long-term eye down around 1650, where we kind of close out this channel. You can see this kind of declining channel here. So 1650 would be a good, solid follow through on a 5th wave. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so we have crude oil. Possible we have a truncated 5th wave in place. The decline this week, I was kind of suggesting that we should break 70 or 7650. Haven't done that. Instead, we've kind of declined nicely and impulsively actually this week. So that's what we get for taking a couple of days off, eh? If that truncated 5th wave is the scenario, then we should see a follow through next week. Okay, let's see how that hourly count is going. You can see we have a clear 3 wave decline here into wave 4. And then we have actually a pretty solid 5-wave rally off that wave 4 low. So we either have a truncated 5th wave in place, or we have a only wave 1 of 5. I'm going to go in favor of the finish, the truncated 5th wave, simply because the decline this week has been a picture perfect 5-wave decline in a lot of ways, because we've got a 1-2 pattern, and then in wave 3 we have an extended 3rd wave with an acceleration down in wave 3 of 3. We got a correction in wave 4, and then in wave 5 itself we have 5 waves down. So it's a pretty solid impulsive pattern lower. If we correct in 3 waves higher, back towards that 4th wave, about 70, 60 or so, then it would be eyes on for a reversal into a 3rd wave down. So let's see how that works out next week. Let's move on. We got the S&P, the 4-hour S&P. Looking again at this kind of ending diagonal pattern for wave 5 in blue of wave 5. You can see 3 waves up in 1, 3 down in 2, 3 up in 3, 3 down in 4, and then we should expect 3 up in 5. Now, you can read this as a normal impulse wave. You can go wave 1 and 2, and then an extended 3rd wave, a real weird extended 3rd wave with a very, long drawn out 2nd wave correction within there. But you can do it. It can be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 3, 3 down in wave 4. Wave 4 does not violate the high of wave 1. And then we have normal 5-wave rally off that in wave 5. So, like I said, I'm not discounting that. I'm going to go with this pattern that I have shown here. Okay. This is for some reason I'm finding this a little bit taxing to get through today. Okay. Wave 5. In terms of the ending diagonal, wave 5 in pink should be 3 waves up. So we should get an A, B, and then a C pattern. So this morning, the futures have pushed out to a new all-time high. To be honest, we don't need much more on that. You could say that wave C is complete. It would only be a 3-wave pattern, but we would expect a 5-wave pattern to complete in wave C of 5, and then next week to look for a reversal to begin. Apart from that, let's say the upper fib target for this wave 5 could come in at 45.06. And that's where wave 5 will reach 162% wave 1. I don't particularly like that, but it's there, and make of it what you will. In terms of, let's say, the other way of viewing this 5th wave, you can view it impulsively. If this is just a normal 5-wave pattern higher in wave 5, then you would expect something like this. I'm going to just label this as I'm talking. We've got wave 1. This would be. It's hard to know where wave 3 would actually come in, because we've got an extended correction in the market there. Let's just get the labels in, and then we'll talk about where wave 5 would be. So this is what the 5-wave scenario would look like. So we've got a wave 1 and 2, an extended 3rd wave. So you could go wave 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, maybe maybe a triangle 4th wave. Actually, you could go A, B, C, D, E. Maybe it's that's a struggle actually. That could be wave 3 top, wave 4 low, depending on how you parse out that that extended 3rd wave. 3 waves down in wave 4, that kind of remains the same. So wave B and wave 4 remain at the same low, and then you work 5 waves higher in wave 5. So Wave 5 itself seems to be extending, so it could be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In wave 5 of 5 of 5 of 5. And that's only to begin. I'll leave that on it, actually. For an alternate, it is a reasonable interpretation. If you connect the wave 2 and 4, let's say if we did a fib, if we did an Elliott channel on it, you would expect somewhere up around that 4490, 4500 level again for wave 5 to fill that Elliott channel. The Elliott channel comes from wave 2 to 4 and projected off the wave 3 high. So, probably gonna, here's the call of the century. We're probably going to see higher prices next week, eh? We will until we don't. And, a fifth of, whether this is wave C of 5 or, wave 5 of 5 completing, I think next week is going to be more than enough time to do that. We might even see a nice impulsive decline begin next week. Okay, so let's move on to silver. Here's a 4-hour chart in silver. I'm just kind of edging in favor of that, final decline scenario down towards 20 again. Fill out that trend channel before we start seeing any major rally in wave, what would be a very large third wave up. If that's the case, we should see a break of 2370 again. If we do break 2370, I think we will probably fall into around $20 again, maybe even break 20 to complete. So 2370 at that wave A low is a pretty significant level. If we break it, we'll probably follow through in a nice impulsive fashion. Okay, so let's get into the hourly chart here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I think we've got a triangle fourth wave in place within wave C. So wave C is again tracing out 5 waves down. So you can see wave C in red here, tracing out 5 waves down. So we've got wave 1, 2 complete, maybe 1, 2 of 3. So wave 3 should be beginning. We should break 2448. That would be the recent low. That should confirm wave 3. Wave 3 itself should fall, I think, probably below $24 before we start correcting wave 4. I do want to see further follow through. Again, eyeing up that lower kind of 20 to 21 area before wave C is done. Let's just work on this. It looks like we've got an expanded flat second wave correction done, and we'll probably head down into a third wave, continue down into a third wave next week. And that's the kind of the base case scenario here. So let's see how that works out. I'll throw my eye on Bitcoin for a minute. We've got 5 waves down in wave A into the recent lows. So that recent low is 28.56. Looks like we've got a reasonable 3-wave pattern up into wave B complete. So we've got A down, done. ABC up in wave B, most likely done. And what we need to do now is to follow through down again to the downside. If this 3-wave pattern in wave B is done, then we should fall significantly from here. Initial target would be 28.56, or 28.560 for a break of wave A, and that would only be probably in wave 1 of C. So get into the hourly chart here and show you what I'm kind of talking about here. So if this is the wave B top, so that came in 42.480. If that level holds, it looks like we could head down into a third of wave 1 next week. So kind of hinging on that recent top. If that holds, then we should turn down into a larger wave 1 of C. So what we're actually tracking here is, I'm going to put labels on this so you can actually understand what I'm talking about. Wave C, and that would be wave 1 of C. And wave 1 of C should break that 28,700 level. Okay. So I'm tracking 5 waves down in wave 1 of C with the possibility that we with the initial target of about 28,730 again. Okay, that's done. 10 markets, I think. No, 9 maybe. Thank you all for hanging around. Thank you for watching. I want to just leave you with the good news that nobody's perfect. If you've been watching these videos, if you're a member of the website, you know that I'm not perfect. Nobody is. We've all fallen short of the glory of God, but through Jesus we can be viewed as perfect, as sinless through the Messiah. So I would just encourage you to kind of take another look. The good news is that there is a covering for you if you call on the Messiah, and you don't have to face God in your sin, because God knows we're all sinners. Thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend. God bless you all. And again, be good. And I'll see you back on Monday. I know I've been kind of tripping over myself in this weekend update. Forgive me. I'm sure I'll be much shinier and brighter next week. Okay. God bless, guys and gals. And see you next week. Bye-bye.